Shalom, friends. Welcome to YCT's Yemei Iyun in Tanakh and Jewish thought, with a particular emphasis on the Yamim Noraim. These Yemei Iyun are made possible by so many people. In particular, I want to call out Rabbi Nati Helfgot, who close to 20 years ago, when YCT was just beginning, pushed and emphasized how important it was to bring this type of Torah to the broader community and to bring people together to be learning together Tanakh and Jewish thought, something that does not happen enough. And I want to thank Tamar and Eric Goldstein for their sponsorship of these Yemei Iyun these many years in memory of Riva Kashitsky. It is because of their generosity that all of our learning is possible. And thank you to the teachers, the men, the women from around the globe and from right here in New York, where it's taking place in person, that have brought their Torah, their wisdom, their insights to share with us. You know, we're about to read the parsha of Nitzavim. Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulchem. You are standing here together, all of you. Every single one, from the most loftiest to the lowest in society, men, women, children, adults, everyone is standing here to stand before God. That speaks to the reality of the Yamim Noraim. The Yamim Noraim is when all human beings pass before God, stand before God. We present ourselves, we're honest with ourselves, and we're honest to God, and present the fullness of who we are. We take accountability for the good, we take for the bad, we take pride for the good, we do tshuva, and we ask God to look at us and look at us favorably for the coming year. That sense of encounter with God is something that can occur on a daily basis through the study of Torah. And particularly, I would argue, through the study of Tanakh and Machshava, sometimes more so than the study of Gemara. Because when we read Tanakh, when we read Torah, which is Dvar Hashem, when we read the stories in which we see Hashem taking such an active role in history, which is sometimes not obvious to us, that role that God is taking, we feel more the possibility and the sensibility of God in our lives. And when we think about the issues of Jewish thought and we think about the meaning of the Yamim Noraim, we also realize that there is more to our existence than the mere physical nature. And we think, and it helps us shape our perspective of our purpose in the world, our place in the world, and God's place and the Torah's place in our lives. So it is my wish that these Yemei Iyun, whether you are here in person or for the people that are watching it here with me on Zoom, are ones that are rich and meaningful for you, not just intellectually, but religiously in your neshama, help you prepare for the Yamim Noraim, and will also hopefully be a door that will allow all of us to strive each day to fulfill Atem Nitzavim Hayom. You are standing today before God. Enjoy the wonderful, wonderful learning. Shana Tova to each and every one.
Shalom uvracha. My name is Rabbi Nathaniel Helfgot, Rabbi Nati Helfgot, and I am the coordinator of the 21st Annual YCT Rabbinical School Yemei Iyun on Bible and Jewish Thought. We are very excited that we are able to hold the Yemei Iyun in person once again on the west side of Manhattan as well as in Riverdale. Not everyone is able to attend and participate in person for various reasons, and therefore we continued the tradition from the last 2 years of including a Zoom option. I hope everyone enjoys the shiurim that we will be providing on this Zoom option. This week's parasha was Parashat Ki Tavo, and it's very striking because it includes a declaration, what's called in the halacha vidui ma'aser and mikra bikurim. In general, the Beit HaMikdash, the temple, was a place where people engaged in ritual, but very little words were enunciated. Tefillah, as we know, in the biblical period was a spontaneous act. There wasn't set prayers. And in general, there weren't a lot of incantations, to use that word, or declarations in the Beit HaMikdash. In fact, a number of scholars, I think Professor Yisrael Knoll, called the Beit HaMikdash Mikdash HaDmama. In contrast to many other ancient Near Eastern temples, it was a place where there was quiet, there wasn't incantations, there weren't declarations, there was Avodat Hashem bidmama, kol dmama daka, in a quiet way. There are a few exceptions, and one of the exceptions is this week's parasha at the beginning, where the Jew comes to Jerusalem and brings the Bikurim and engages in a review of Jewish history and integrates what happened in the past to what's happening to him or her in the present. And it's very striking because it reminds me, and in fact, Chazal used this text as the basis for the Haggadah, the night of Pesach, Arami Oved Avi, my father was a wandering Aramean. And it kind of takes us back, that kind of the first moment of national Jewish history was also a moment of declaration, of teaching. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Zichrono Livracha, often made the point that one of the first acts that the free people of the Jewish people, the Israelites, engaged in, that they're supposed to engage in, is to tell a story, to engage in education. V'yigaret levincha bayom hahu is the kind of first command that one of the first commands that they're told. The Jewish people are told as they leave Egypt, as the Israelites leave Egypt, they are supposed to pass on the legacy, the Torah, the experience of what occurred to their forefathers, and now to reenact it and then to continue. And in a certain sense, that's the beginning of the process of mitzvot, of telling a story, of engaging in Talmud Torah, and the close of Mishneh Torah, really the close of Sefer Dvarim, recounting the mitzvot before we go on to the covenant at the end of Parshat Ki Tavo, is the mitzvah of Bikurim and Maaser, where we declare, we make declarations, and we tell the story of Am Yisrael and our hopes for the future. And that's what Talmud Torah is about. It's about learning, remembering, and passing it on. And I really want to wish everyone a wonderful experience of Talmud Torah. This year is our 21st Annual Yemei Iyun that we've been holding of Bible and Jewish thought. We have a tremendous amount of Hakarat Hatov, of thanksgiving to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for allowing us to run this program. And we especially want to thank our sponsors, Dr. Tamar and Eric Goldstein, who've dedicated in the last 13, 14 years these Yemei Iyun in memory of their dear sister-in-law, Riva Kashitsky, Zichrona Livracha, who was a very, very special woman, and Eshet Chayil. And we dedicate our learning L'ilui Nishmata, in her honor. And we also thank the Goldsteins helping us constantly in allowing this program to continue from year to year. I also want to thank those who support the program, not monetarily, but in terms of support in publicizing it, as well as encouraging people to come. The Center for Modern Torah Leadership, the Congregation Ramat Orah, Drisha Institute for Jewish Education, the Institute for Jewish Ideas and Ideals, led by Rabbi Mark Angel, the 929 Tanakh program, the National Bible Contest, Torah in Motion, Yeshivat Ma'ale Gilboa, Maharat, Midreshet Lindenbaum, Porat, and Neshama, the Association of Jewish Chaplains. I also would like to thank our partner synagogues who participate in supporting this program, and we thank them, and we thank all those members of those synagogues who are involved in the learning. Again, I want to wish everyone success, and I want to wish everyone tremendous hana'ah and joy and pleasure from the learning. And I hope that next year we'll see you in person, if you can make it to the learning in person, so that we can talk and share and be together in a positive and wonderful atmosphere. I wish you all limud poreh umehaneh. I wish you a successful and very pleasant experience of learning on Zoom.